I logged into LinkedIn yesterday for the first time in like years. And the first post I saw was this promotion announcement from a former coworker that I was close with. Senior software engineer, same company, same city. And it was so interesting. My first like gut reaction was this like comparison. What, should I have stayed? And for about a minute, I questioned everything that I had built over the last 4 years, all of the travels around the country, all of the travels around the world, all of the time spent deeply discovering what lights me up with passion, my new business venture. But then I remembered what she told me the week before I left. Like me, when I joined, we both had a very similar like career trajectory, which was like very high growth. Like she was also promoted within, I think, 6 or maybe 9 months, which is very similar to me. I was joined, promoted to software engineer 2 in 6 months. And then both of us plateaued out. And she was talking about like getting into this mindset more of just a work-life balance. She joined my team a year after me, and we got close because we were almost the same age. And we would always have these like Friday afternoon chats talking about travels, the pursuit of happiness, talking about life and what really matters. And it was really interesting to be able to connect with someone deeply, someone similar to my own career trajectory. But as we got closer to the time I had planned to leave, the kind of the cracks were starting to form, and she was also contemplating moving companies. And that conversation, when I told her I was leaving, she was very disappointed. And I remember her saying that now that I was gone, she would almost definitely be leaving too. And that conversation was 4 years ago. She's still at the same company, same city. And look, I'm not saying that her life is bad by being a senior software engineer. Like maybe she's genuinely thriving. I just don't know. And who am I to speak negatively about her life? That's not the point that I want to make in this video. What I want to say is I do know what the comfort trap looks like and feels like from the inside, because I almost stayed too. I'm not going to go too deep into my story in this video. The last 2 videos, if you watch those, speak a lot more about my story and the struggle quitting and getting out of the golden handcuffs, getting out of the comfort trap that I was in. What I want to say in this video is nobody gets stuck in one moment. There is not one thing that holds you back. There's always something to look forward to. There's always a lease renewal, moving apartments, a stock vest, a yearly bonus, a salary raise. There is always something that keeps you there. It is like a suction cup, and no one's going to help you out of the company. No one's going to say, actually, you know what, Peter, you need to quit your job and pursue your dreams. They are financially incentivized to keep you. And so no one's going to come here and save you. I remember going back and forth so much on to quit, when to quit, because every quarter I was getting stock bonuses, waiting for, oh, well, if I wait, another 3 months, I could wait, get a yearly bonus. And it was like, there's so much friction holding you there. There's so much friction to leaving and quitting. The responsibility, I'm lead of this project, and my team's going to take a hit if I leave. Like there's so much holding you there. And this is what happens to us in these golden handcuff jobs. It's like we say, I think I'm going to leave. I'm going to move companies. I'm going to quit my job, pursue my dreams, start the side hustle. And then 4 years goes by. And you have to actively work your way out. Like no one drifts away from the comfort trap. You drift into the comfort trap. And like this coworker, if she genuinely had wanted to leave and she's still there thinking, oh, maybe I should move companies. Like it's been 4 years. This is what happens. And the more time that goes by, the higher the switching costs. The more you build a set of friends, community at the company, the more stock you get awarded, the more your salary goes up. I know it's so cliche, but if you think of yourself as being on a treadmill, like it's the best descriptor, because like you are just constantly on this wheel and you have to go through friction and detach yourself and go through friction to get out. But the real cost here isn't what we see on LinkedIn. It's not the finances, it's not the promotions. Like, we don't see it. It is internal. It is the slow erosion of the part of us that wants something else, that wants something different. And yet every time that voice comes up, the longer that we wait, the more we erode the trust in that voice, because we're not listening to it. And we get to this point where following that voice becomes significantly more inconvenient than just staying. Like, we need these big changes, something drastic to go wrong in our life. Some manager gets fired, whatever, team reorg, restructuring, to actually push us into action to move. Because suddenly we have a house, an apartment that costs $3,500 a month, $4,000 a month. I'm like, oh, well, I need to get a subletter for this. And it's just, I have so much stuff. And it's all of this rationalization, the more time that goes on, the more the switching cost just grows. My last point here is that this gut punch pull of should I have stayed? Envisioning my life having had stayed, I would have definitely been senior software engineer, making a boatload of money. That feeling is real. It is literally the comparison trap working exactly as designed. LinkedIn is this optimized highlight reel of the conventional, traditional path, traditional success. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, unless you want something different. It's just so interesting to play these mind games of what could have been, what would my life look like, maybe still in San Francisco, maybe in Denver, driving a Porsche, BMW, making well over 5 figures a month, probably got a lot saved, maybe have my own house. But just to think of all of the things that I wouldn't have done, that I did in the last 3-4 years, all of the places I've explored, all of the experiences that I've had, all of this introspection into what truly lights me up with passion, all of these deep conversations with other people, all of these unlocking such deep transformational insights in other people, all of that would have still been unexplored. And that is the true cost. It is the opportunity cost. It's not the finances. It's not what, my status signals, what car I'm driving. It is what could have been had I not listened to that voice that was telling me, go. Listen to this pull of curiosity. Take the trip. Jump in. Now is the time. There will never be a perfect time. There will always be excuses. There will always be reasons to stay. There will always be bonuses and stockfests that you will get. You have to detach yourself from that and take the leap. Had I not listened to that voice, I would still be very lost, very empty. My life would look even better on the outside, and I would feel even worse on the inside. And so if something in this video landed for you, this tension, this delta between the life that looks right versus the one that feels right from the inside, that delta, that tension is the thing to pay attention to. And most of us here in this situation already know. We already know. The voice is already speaking. It's the question of how much does your prefrontal cortex get in the way? All of the logistics that you have to plan for. How much is your amygdala screaming at you in fear of what if I quit and what are other people going to think of me? And most of us know what to do. And so it's not a question of where do I go? It's a question of how do I get over this fear of judgment, fear of choosing the wrong path, and jump in and trust myself that I will get through. That's all I got for you in this video. See you in the next one. Let's just run it. Run it, run it, run it. A week before I left. Bum, bum, bum. What did she tell you? What did she tell you? What did she tell you? Okay. But towards the end, as we got closer to